Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lover Society with me, Gert Retief, and tonight we are looking at another compass box, and I must admit I haven't found a compass box that I did not enjoy, so I was super excited to go to my online store, well, the newly found online store in Holland that do sell some fantastic samples at really good prices, something that I was struggling to get. Always fascinated about compass box, but never really had the opportunity to get some decent samples. So tonight we are looking at the compass box, the story of the Spaniard. Now, I'm sure you have seen my thumbnail, and that is the first thing that came to mind. I just came back from Mauritius from a little bit of a holiday, and that is one of the movies that I watched, was the Puss in Boots, the latest version, and I thought it was hilarious. And I came back home, I went through the samples, picked this one up, and the first thing that came to mind, Puss in Boots, surely the Spaniard must be the title of the new Puss in Boots in the making. It was absolutely, for the people that hasn't seen it, I think a lot of people on the flight was laughing at me because I was really into this movie. Take a look, it's really funny. But yeah, compass box, I do like them. I started off with the compass box Spice Tree, loved it. I did Orchard House, and I must admit, I really loved that one. There was also the Hedonism. Oh, that was quite a nice one. Then I also did the Oak Cross. So I did now 4 reviews on them. Tonight, the Spaniard, or the story of the Spaniard. So I was quite looking forward to the story. What is the story? Well, it turns out the story is not really a big story. So I think my story with Puss in Boots is a much better story than the little feeble attempt of their story of why they call it the story of the Spaniard. Well, it's just a meeting between 2 people, not really fascinating. Puss in Boots, much a better story. Maybe they can collaborate with the animation people from Puss in Boots, slapping a little compass box every now and again. So yes, tonight I have the story of the Spaniard, and I also, for future references, I did pick up another one, the compass box experimental grain bottled at 46% ABV, but of course this one is for the future. So the story of the Spaniard, I did pour it maybe 15 minutes ago, only bottled at 43% ABV. It is a blended malt, and it seems that quite a lot of different distilleries went into it. I did download the file. For the people that don't know, compass box, quite transparent. You can go onto the website and they will give you a small PDF that you can download. They give you all the information, what is the blend, the percentages of the blend. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I did download it. I also did a little bit of the PDF just to familiarize myself with it. And they give you all that necessary information on each batch that they made. Now, this one is batch number TS 2022A. In that blend, they have 10 different whiskies from different barrels that will make up this whiskey. So they give you the percentages. I'm not going to go through. If you're interested in it, look on the back of the bottle, the batch that you have. Go onto the website and you can see every little detail on what is in the batch that you are having. So just for the reference, this is the 2022 edition. So the story of the Spaniard, definitely Spanish influence, definitely a sherry influence, of course, making life sweeter. And of course, that's something that I do like in a whiskey. A little bit of a floral note, a little bit of a orchard note, a little bit of a sweet note. That's the type of whiskey that I do like. Not going to be a long video. Not even sure what the cost is. Again, once I'm done with the video, things like cost I will add somewhere over here to give you an indication what you will pay for this bottle. For me, it's all about the nosing and the tasting. Sometimes a little bit of history. I do like the fact that they are blending something and trying to create something special, something drinkable, something friendly. Not really overcomplicated, not really complex whiskey. I think what they are trying to do is create a whiskey that is just a nice, easy sipping whiskey. And in this case, they also mention that this whiskey is really made also for the cocktail industry. Now, I can see that until I get it to the nose. And then I get this lovely flavors, and I think to myself, why on earth would you take something with a nose like this and then add all kind of other stuff in it and destroying that lovely notes? For me, I would not do it. The first thing that I do pick up on this one, of course, natural color, and 43%, it's also non-chill filtered. But when I get to that nose, it is really fantastic. A lot similar for me to the Orchard House. So you get that floral note, you get that perfumey note. I get that little bit of an appley note. But then it becomes a little bit sweeter, a little bit darker. And then you get that the Spaniard influence, that sherry influence, a little bit of a winey influence. Oh, it is really nice. It's a little bit of a toffee note. I get a little bit of a raisiny note. I get hints of strawberry, a little bit of a blackberry note. And then you get used to that notes. You get a little bit of a custard note, vanilla note, maybe a little bit of a creme brulee note. That mixture, that, oh, it is lovely, sweet, quite complex for me on the nose, and friendly and sweet. And every time that I go back, I get a little bit more of that lovely aromas coming out. But of course, we cannot just nose it, we need to drink it as well. Cheers. It's sweet. I get vanilla. I get a little bit of a wood influence, a little bit of a oak wood. It even gives you a little bit of a dusty note. If you walk into a shop, a woodwork shop, and they just planed some oak, you get that little dusty notes in the air. When I taste this, I get that same dusty note feeling. Sweet dusty note. Well, let me just try again. That sweet vanilla is there, that little custard note, that little bit of a creme brulee without the creme, well, without the brulee part. There's no bitterness in it, that burnt sugar. I don't get any of those notes. I don't get any bitter notes. I don't get a big cask influence. It does build up a little bit. Oh, but it's just lovely. There's a little bit of a toffee note as well, and a little bit of a creamy note. Just want to make sure. There's a little bit of a oiliness, a little bit of a viscosity, something that covers the mouth. I think it's perfect at 43% ABV. You do get a little bit of a youthful note on the alcohol. It does tell you that it is a very young, no age statement whiskey. And I think it did promise me a little bit more on the nose that I get in the taste. So in the taste, I get that sweetness. I get a little bit of a wine cask finish, a little bit of a sour note that appears, but not much, is a hint of that. and I get a little bit of a nutty note in the end. Just a hint of a nut, something like a almond or toasted almond note. Just give it one more try. Definitely fantastic, sweet, friendly, drinkable, easy sipper, but not super complex on the taste. I think the whole idea with this one is just to create something that is easy to drink. Now, I can see a lot of people might try to put this in a cocktail. For me, maybe not so much in a cocktail, but I would love to try this onto a little bit of vanilla ice cream. Make myself some Don Pedros. That will be nice. Now, even the nose is now changing again for me. There's a little bit of a spiciness coming through. A little bit of a peppery note. A little bit of a apple cider that comes through. A homemade apple cider, that cloudy one. Really, really nice. Now, not going to make this a long video. All I can tell you that is really nice. This is now 5 of 5. I've yet to find a compass box that I did not enjoy. Hopefully it will not break the bank, but I'm not so sure about this one. I do like it. I will let you know how much it's going to cost. I will let you know if this is going to go to the bar. Can my pocket afford a full bottle? I'm not so sure. There's a lot of whiskey that is standing here that I cannot get to because I've got too much of them. But definitely I would tell you, try this one. Let me know in the comment what you think. Which is your favorite compass box? And of course, which ones I still need to try. But before you ask me, go check out my other videos first. I might have done a review on it already. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I see you next time. Cheers.